All right, guys, the Iceman here on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel, the Iceman B2013 channel, and I guess I'm going to be eating crow tonight. Um, After watching SummerSlam, I was firmly in belief that John Cena was going to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title, regardless of everything I've heard and everything I've read that Lesnar was going to get the title. I will say this, though. I think that main event at SummerSlam was one of the worst main events I've seen on a pay-per-view in a very long time. And it's not because John Cena lost. I really don't have a problem with Cena losing. It's just how the WWE books him to lose. They made John Cena look like a total loser against Brock Lesnar, and WWE don't bite the hand that feeds you. Yeah, you have a guy here that's been the face of your company for all these years that has made you millions of dollars, and you continue to constantly screw him over and make him look like a loser. I mean, yeah, he does have 15 title reigns, but you know something? In the eyes of a lot of WWE fans, you have, how many times has John Cena gone and gotten beat downs by the Shield, by the Wyatt family? Um, And in recent history, the only ones that have ever come out to help him out was Big E and the Usos. But this match at SummerSlam tonight, to me, was a total disappointment. I mean, this is your SummerSlam main event. You made Brock Lesnar look like he is like the unstoppable, unbeatable beast. And why? Because you want to put dollars in your pockets. You don't care about the guys that have been there for you throughout the years. Lesnar was a loser. He walked out on the company. He couldn't take it. He has to be a part-timer. And Vince McMahon, you succumbed to his wishes, and you pay him millions of dollars to be a part-timer. Whereas you got guys on that roster that are just begging to be pushed up to the main event. Unbelievable. Now, like I said, it's not the issue of John Cena losing. It's how they had him lose. They just made him look like he was so weak. And this is the thing that bothers me. If Daniel Bryan wasn't injured and he was to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan was supposed to beat Brock Lesnar. What does this say for your 15-time world champion John Cena? The guy that has brought in all the money from merchandise selling, the man that has been the face of the company. It's just, I know it's business, but I also know that the WWE knows how to use people. And John Cena is one of those guys that they used. And this is one of the reasons why CM Punk got out of the business, because he was a guy that stood up for himself. He wasn't a guy that always said yes all the time. He decided, I'm doing it my way. And CM Punk did it his way, and he walked out on the company. And when he did, it bothered me. And I kept saying, he's going to come back. He's going to come back at the Royal Rumble. But I think I'm going to be wrong there now, just for the simple fact is because I think Daniel Bryan will be back at the Rumble. And guess what's going to happen there? The underdog does it again. He'll win the Rumble. He'll get a shot at WrestleMania for whomever is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because this is just how the WWE does things. But in defense of John Cena, it's unfortunate, if you're going into a title match and you're going in knowing you're going to lose, they should at least let John Cena put up some offense. I mean, this is, for me, after watching John Cena since he's been in the business, this is probably one of the the least offensive matches I've ever seen him in, and I just don't get it. Now, whether or not there's an angle to all of this, we'll just have to wait and see. Don't expect to see John on Raw tomorrow night. He wasn't scheduled to be on anyway. And of course, at the end of the show, they said they're going to probably get medical attention for John. Now, here's another thing that really bothers me. I saw some tweets and whatnot that Lana threatened Lesnar about Rusev. Now, you got to be kidding me. Is Rusev going to get involved in the main event with Brock Lesnar? And here's the thing. Rusev will, if he does get in that match, it will piss me off if he gives up a good fight with Lesnar, whereas they made John Cena lay down. I'm sorry, I'm a John Cena fan, and I know all you guys know that, but anybody that knows anything about wrestling has to believe that this was one of the worst main events for a title I've seen in a long time. It just didn't make any sense. Overall, SummerSlam was so-so. I didn't think it was all that great. I really didn't. I'm glad Dolph Ziggler won. I think they didn't let Dean Ambrose. Ambrose was more stronger on Raw than he was on this match of the pay-per-view. And, of course, Stephanie McMahon. We all knew she was probably going to come out on top, unfortunately. And it's the problem with it. Everything I read pretty much came true, and I'm sort of a little disgusted with that, because when you're looking around on the wrestling sites and stuff, it's hard not to read things. I don't read spoilers. These are just rumors, but every rumor I read just really seemed to come out to be true. And that sort of takes a lot away from, watching the pay-per-views and whatnot. But again, so who is next for Lesnar? Is Batista coming back? Will John Cena get a rematch? Is it going to be Rusev? Who's next? I mean, you can't see it being Roman Reigns, because if he's not going to win, you're not going to put him in a match to make him look weak, especially after beating Randy Orton tonight. It wouldn't make any sense. So who's next? I honestly don't know. I don't know what the WWE is doing right now. All I know is it's not the thinking of the WWE like they used to be. Right now, they think from a day-to-day basis, and whatever brings in the most revenue, or what they think is going to bring in the most revenue, is what they're going to do. And I'm just befuddled by this SummerSlam. I really am. And maybe a lot of people don't understand how I'm feeling, but Lesnar, a part-timer. He beats The Undertaker. He's a part-timer. And now he gets a title from John Cena. And of course, it's got to be John Cena. Lesnar, you suck. I never liked you since you walked out on the WWE, and you whined and cried because you couldn't take the rigorous traveling and the scheduling and the shows 300 plus nights a year. You know something, Lesnar? You suck. What are you going to do? F5 the Iceman? Give it a shot. Peace out, everybody.